From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say united we stand, divided we fight. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget that. You from Lower Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Sessi. I'm a bastard, we own your people. I walk on the fine way. Kabila, Kriwako. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah, I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah.
I was raised in the swamp, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the sun, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show them we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United we stand, divided we fall. You know what I say when I come with ball. When I chillin' on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer the city. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. Yeah, that's joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got it?
I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Free land on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah yeah. Oh yeah yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. Nabali kena koya bake na papa ko. Nabali kena koya bake na papa ko. Nabali kola ko na papa ko. Nabali kola ko na papa ko. La biro waka poma o. La biro waka ma o. Bangada no waka ma o. I know
from the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one.
Been taken and is always taken as we make it our duty and responsibility to be here every night to talk about Liberia and how we can build the fabric of this country and make sure that Liberia be the best place we live. So let me welcome all of you to the program Open Conversation. Open Conversation is a 2-hour current affairs program that talks about the major happenings in the country, and we unveil and we unearth those things that the Liberian people need to hear and they need to know so that we can rebuild this country. My name is Washington Prince Tappert Jr., and this is how I'd like to welcome you to the biggest thing happening on radio at about this time on EOBC 99.9. So let me now cross over to my host as she will introduce herself, and then we rumble into the issues of tonight. Good evening, T.
Good evening, Washington, and it's good to be here again tonight. Today is the 18th day of October, 2023. All of you joining us this evening, we like to say welcome wherever you're joining us from. And those of you on our Facebook page, we like to say thanks for joining us this evening on Open Conversation. Like we always say, the conversation is open. Let's keep it open and silver. Liberia is all we have. Liberia is all we can, boast of as a people and as a nation. And so we must do all we can do to keep our nation calm and safe. Well, today, as usual, we'll talk about what's trending. And what's trending in Liberia is all about elections, because we know that this country a few days ago went to elections, and we've elected leaders of our country. Exactly. And so we know that for the presidency, we still are not clear yet who the leader is, although we understand that the incumbent president, President George Weah, is in the lead as it stands, but we all anticipate a second round because according to our constitution, for you to be the president of the country, you must have, during an election or when there is an election or when an election is held, you must get 50 plus one vote before you can be the president. And we don't see that given the percentages coming out of the National Elections Commission. We know there are two front runners, the incumbent president, George Weah, and former Vice President
Yeah.
Joseph Yomo Boakai.
Exactly.
Those two, candidates are the front runners,
runners,
and
yeah.
when we will have to go to a runoff election, these two people will have to face each other in the runoff as it
Exactly,
stands.
exactly.
And so we know also that the National Elections Commission has already started, and it's almost done, calling those representative candidates who have won seats in various districts and senatorial candidates.
Yes.
So we'll hear a little bit from the National Elections Commission chairperson, Madam Deviata Brown Lassana, and we will speak with Mr. Daniel Nooks-Thomas, who is already with us in studio from an assistant minister at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. And mostly we'll be looking at what we looked at yesterday.
A wide range of political issues.
Wide range of political issues.
Yes.
And we'll be delving into that. So wherever you are, just keep it locked down to 99.9. All of you joining us from via different mediums in the counties, we'd like to welcome you.
And just to break it down a little bit, we'll be talking about.
What are you breaking down here now? What are you breaking down?
No. So I just want to, because it's trending now, right? It's just an ad.
And not to break down. I should be breaking down what you're saying because you're the Mr. Bookman here.
I know exactly that's where you're going.
Oh, I would like.
I know exactly that's where you're going. So to add up to what T has just said, we are going to be demystifying the issue of the tribal politics that has been preached during these electoral periods. We know that it isn't working well with us. We know what tribalism has done to Liberia. We know what it is. So we don't want our people to preach these kinds of politics in our electoral periods. We're going to be looking at that, and those people that the National Elections Commission has called as representatives and senators elect. We're also going to be, looking at, the chances and stuff, more of that national issues, and over it all is going to be about the unity and peace of Liberia. How can we reserve and maintain the peace of Liberia, even in our political diversities? So here we are. Here we are good. Number three. So we are good, and we're going to have a full-scale discussion tonight. So back to you.
Okay, Daniel, I know you're already ready. Let me just welcome you to the program.
It's number three.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
You're good.
You're good now.
You're good.
Welcome to Open Conversation, Daniel.
Thank you, Titi. Washington here. It's good being back here again.
Okay, great. So Daniel will chip in a little bit but like around 8:30 then we will I get to him, but we always have to talk about what's trending, and what's trending is that before we go to Madam Deviata Brown Lassana to call the numbers again today and tell us about some of those representative candidates who were cleared today by the National Elections Commission. Let's also tell you that 4 presiding officers in Grand Cape Mount County allegedly involved in electoral malpractices in the county are being investigated by the National Elections Commission. We also know that yesterday the NEC said that elections will be held in some polling places in Nimba County District number 4.
Yep.
And that is going to happen on Friday. And so that's some information from the National Elections Commission. We always like to tell the NEC thank you, for managing our expectations as people of this country. We know we went into a very heated electoral process, and the stakes have been high since a lot of people going at each other's throat, something that we shouldn't be doing, because election is just a process.
Exactly.
And we're not at war with each other.
Not
But
at all.
some people take it very seriously. I understand the fact that people pay a lot of money, they spend a lot of money. Some people go to the extent that they will credit from other people just to get into an election process. But when you get into that process and you don't win, you have to accept the result, because democracy is the will of the people.
Exactly.
And if the people don't choose you and they choose somebody over you, the best thing to do is to act like Craig David and walk away. And you will have another chance to prove yourself beyond all reasonable doubt, be it 9 years or be it 6 years. But sometimes the people who are the meat actors are not at each other's throat as compared to
the
we,
supporters.
the ordinary citizens who support these people. We go to the length of even killing each other because we support a party or a candidate that the other person doesn't support, which is not a good thing for us as a country. We always like to say this because we know where we've come from as a country, as a people. And as we are trying to put our lives back together, Liberia is all we have. We cannot, play with our peace. We cannot jeopardize our peace because John Brown, we believe, should be the leader and he has not been pronounced a leader. That is not worth it, because we know exactly what we have gone through as a country, what we've been through as a people, and we cannot go back to the dark days.
Exactly. So, politicians will always be politicians. Like you said, you're right. We should not risk ourselves, risk our family, and go to the rampage to be able to kill ourselves and mock one another and go to the extent to do some of the nasty things that we see on the social media, only because we are in a political times where we are making political decisions for certain politicians. No, we want to talk to our people. There's a projection of a second round or a runoff. Even we go into the runoff, it still doesn't mean that we are enemies. We are still the same Liberian people. Before these elections and after these elections, we still remain the same Liberian people. Politics is about the exchange of ideas. It's not to take away lives. No, it's wrong. So please, every Liberian, you have to be kind. Sell your platform without attacks. And let the Liberian people make the decision. So it is very important that we inform our Liberian people to manage their expectation and tap up on the back of neck. Neck is absolutely managing the emotion of the Liberian people. Certain people who think that they should win the elections on the first ballot or they should win the elections immediately. But Neck is doing extraordinarily well. We want to give a tap on Neck's back.
Okay, so let me just detail this coming out of the National Elections Commission, because not all of us, have the time to listen to the chairperson of the NEC, or maybe, some other people there when they are releasing results. But most times before Madam Deviata Brown Lasana starts to read out the numbers, she will also give us update on what is happening. So allegedly 4 presiding officers involved in electoral malpractices in Grand Cape Mount County have been turned over to state security in that county. Those 4 officers are Philip Zoduo, Patient Woniyu, Mohammed Kemo, and Mona Passaway. And the chairperson of the National Elections Commission said that the National Police in Rabosport is currently investigating those 4 individuals. And not only that, Madam Brown Lasana also disclosed that there are other people, 5 names of temporary staff who were also involved in alleged electoral practices during the Montserrado County tallying, process at the Samokaindo Sports Complex. And they are Gusin Mongia, Jemama Tube, J. Bessie, Tracy Passaway, and Victor Johnson. And so, when we go to these processes, like we always say, and thank God that the National Elections Commission is not leaving any stone, leaving any, stone touched because it is a recipe for chaos. We must be good citizens. If you are a good citizen and you are involved in these processes, what you need to do is what you have been instructed to do. But when you want to cheat, it doesn't send a good signal. You cannot be a part of the NEC and be doing such things. And it's good that these people who are caught are going to be investigated and
Exactly.
face the full weight of the law. So let's try to bring
Madam Davy.
Madam Deviata Brown Lasana with the numbers. Let me see whether I can get this one. Let's see here.
Joseph Sarahari, CDC, votes obtained 375,392, constituting 50.
So this is let me start from the presidential.
5,886 polling places of total of 5,886.
So this is the result for the presidential elections, and then from there we'll go down to the legislative elections.
5,886 polling places of total of 5,890 polling places, constituting 99.93%. Appleton Junior Edward W. GDM votes obtained 40,255, constituting 2.20%. Olga Joseph M. UB votes obtained 796,313, constituting 43.44%. Brown Junior Allen R. LRB votes obtained 15,599, constituting 0.85%. CPP votes obtained 29,611, constituting 1.62%. Leah George Manning CDC votes obtained 803,674, constituting 43.84%. Wabu Jeremiah Z votes obtained 9,100 and Senate winning candidates. Joseph Sarahari CDC votes obtained 375,392, constituting 56.45%. Sterling Monserrato County, House of Representatives, Electoral District 4, Thomas Michael M. Independent, votes obtained 14,590, constituting 26.28%. House of Representatives, Electoral District 6, Monserrato County, winning candidate, Anders Samuel R. Independent, votes obtained 18,199, constituting 38.60%. House of Representatives, Electoral District 7, Don Emmanuel Independent, votes obtained 13,866, constituting 42.33%. Monserrato County, House of Representatives, District number 8, winning candidate, Tolls Prince A. UP, votes obtained 9,249, constituting 32.82%. House of Representatives, Electoral District 9, winning candidate, Foco Junior Frank Sa, CDC, votes obtained 12,556, constituting 36.28%.
Well, that was the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, and giving her report. The incumbent President George Weah maintains his lead with 43.84% of the votes counted already, and he's followed by former Vice President Joseph Yomobwaka, 43.44% of the votes counted already in Montserrat County. And some of the winners who were announced today for the representative seats in Montserrat County from district number 4 as an independent candidate. So that independent is a new lawmaker.
Yes.
That person in district number 4 is a new lawmaker. District number 6 is a very old lawmaker from the 53rd, Samuel Enders. But he's also an independent candidate. And we have district number 7.
Did you say 53rd?
54th, right?
Yep.
Okay, 54th legislature. Thanks for the information. And district number 7 is I heard independent candidate is
he's an independent candidate.
I thought UP folks said from the UP.
No.
Okay, so Emmanuel Dan also won the seat in district number 7 as an independent candidate. And in district number 8, the CDC candidate there lost the elections. Representative Gray has been unseated, and a UP candidate won that district. And in district number 9, the incumbent CDC candidate maintained his position. Safoko remains the lawmaker in district number 9. So given the results from today and the results from the previous days, we know that the national legislature is really going to have a lot of new faces. And in my mind, this is something that should tell the Liberian people and tell people who are vying for positions at the national legislature that, you have to work hard.
Exactly.
The people must maintain you. You have to work very, very hard, because elections, I think they are not the way they used to be in Liberia before. And I've witnessed, I think, 2 elections now, and the path seems to be, changing as we go on. But again, kudos to all of those who have been, elected as representatives in our country. Yesterday, we're talking to our own reporter at the Liberian Senate, and he made it clear that there were 13 seats up for grabs. And the reason why we had 13 seats up for grabs like that was that it should have been 14, because the senator for Margibi County said he was not contesting. It was clear that he wasn't contesting, and he made it public, so it was easy. Because the incumbent was not contesting. And pretty close to the elections, the senator for Bapolu County passed away.
Yes.
And so it was easier for all the other people who were in that race, because there was no incumbent.
Yes.
But the other 13 seats had people who were vying to come back. They were alive and kicking, and they wanted to come back to the legislature.
Yes.
And as far as we know, only 4 of them have returned. So far, so good.
Yeah.
So far, so good. And we know that, I think I can name some of them who we know are not coming back to the Senate. Milton Tiaje from Sino County would not be going back. Vanin Sherman from Grand Cape Mount County would not be going from Grand Bassa County, Kamine Wise from River G County, Steve Zago from Lofa County, yes. Francis Pay from Riverside County, St. Thomas from Bomi County, and who else is on the list? Bapolu. No, he died.
So, Conan.
Bone County, Henrik Toba is not returning. I think that
replaced by Johnny Bay.
Johnny Bay. Yes.
So, I don't know whether I left any
no,
other.
That's good so far.
You just name a few. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, but. So
it's a whole bunch of them being replaced.
Yeah, a lot of them have been replaced. At least we know the senators should be the 15 should come back, because 15 seats were up for grabs.
Yeah.
So we know that 4 of those seats, 4 of the old senators have secured their seats. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Senator Prince Johnson, Senator Sir Joseph, Senator help me.
The four
senators,
senators.
yeah, who have secured their seats.
Senator Johnson, Senator Joseph.
Can't be calling the people who have called.
So replace White Johnson from the start.
You guys,
Come on.
we go any further, we have to call those names. How am I forgetting this quick?
Exactly.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
What? Somebody help me. No, we're not leaving here.
We're not leaving.
I agree. What? Albert Chia. Somebody said the name to me. Thank you so much.
Albert Chia is returning.
Yes. And somebody else. One more. Who else is returning? Who else? One more. Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. Somebody's gonna let us know.
Yes, somebody let us know.
Samson David, are you not listening to the program? You were naming these people last night, and now we can't even wrap our head around the fourth person. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Four. So that means we have 11 new senators are coming up to make them 15, because 15 seats, were up for grab, and 4.
Maybe only 3. Maybe only 3, because we can get the other the fourth person. I don't know why.
I'm talking about
so if we have
Level Brown.
Yes, good. Level Brown.
Yeah, Level Brown.
Yes, from Maryland County.
4.
Returning. Yes.
So 4 maintain the seats. 11 new persons are either to complete the 15 numbers.
Jesus is Lord. So the people who are there.
It's a whole sweeping.
I'm telling you.
It's a whole sweeping.
I'm telling you. So it is what it is, like we've always said. But let's invite Daniel now to the conversation. We should open the lines.
Yes. We should open the lines, and that's the trend of the show. So let's open the lines.
We have a guest in studio. Open the
Yes, we
lines
have
a little
to.
bit. Yeah, and hear from
get
people
engage the views of the people.
unless they don't have anything to say.
They will. They will.
So call the numbers.
So the numbers are 0880-514-096.
Call it again.
0880-514-096.
Yeah, you're smart. You did math in school. So we have a caller on the line.
Good evening. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from, sir?
Yes,
Sir, you are live. Go ahead. What's your name and where you call
all
from?
right, good evening. I'm Victor D. Serena Joyce from the resident at EWA Junction.
Go ahead, sir.
All of you studio concerning number of issues concerning the laboratory, they are actually resolved as regard to number of things. This is why you see the vast majority of the senators who were there. The Labrador people have shown themselves to them that they are not cowed or victory to the water all of the time. This is why the result is very much expected. As regard to the presidency, people like, in the state of Ghana, that while President where they don't win, the first round victory. But it's glaring that for first round or second round, President we are still maintaining the presidency. Thank you so much for affording me the opportunity.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you very much. Let's take this next caller. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from? Good evening. Good evening, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Yeah, let me say thanks to you and safety. Are you getting me clear?
Loud and clear.
Thank you very much. The name is William Jabi Wuru, Popo Defender, and I join you for Carwell. Thanks to the Labrador people for voting the way they voted, and the safety did fair. This thing is not about I got doing for negative or only one, but we are happy and we are come to a conclusion. And the big time goal president we are for keeping the democracy, upholding the democracy, and making it rolling. We are so hard that in Africa, somebody will include into a certain personal convo. But the president we are is a good man. That is why history will continue with Joshi and the people and those who are ungrateful, who are not ungrateful. There are many. That is why president we are the coming second round. There will be something done. Because we are, and so go down to the drain to commend you all of the time. That God bless you richly and continue to keep the peace.
Thank you very much. That was a resounding call. Let's get the next caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Hello?
Hello, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
I'm Bernardo calling from Granco.
Oh, from Grand Crew. Go ahead, sir.
Hello?
Yes,
Sir, you are live.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy for the changes they have been conducted. And now, see, I have to be happy. We are living of this country. We are not eating all that. They are not getting money. So when you in the world there, you are just trying to be able to provide the needs of the people. And you see, the thing I call the people, the big things today is about some of that they go to example the hospital, the school system, everything that is standard the people they put up. You are there is person you put me down, can I have a case to it? Come and see how you have to now see people. That's the president said we try our best to be able to do some people. So the people now you get money now you can see the guy out of the country, but now it's the people of the country they are need to carry to it. So we are making them that the thing out of the need to be the president every small activity to come up on people all the people who must be paid doing that university. I can we started from school. I will go to university. So I think you government when you are the people is made that they do have your happy you are like a business to that job and just continue. You have to look at you that is selling for the business, doing a business and look at it for you go out of it. It happens possible.
Hello.
Thank you very much for sure. Yeah.
thank you very much.
In your Grand Crew, there no school there.
Hello.
Eh?
So
No school in Grand Crew there.
I just see but the example now the example the government most of the school now most of the teaching the government pension some teacher and a school and go there and want to join the class. I just expect the student to be in it.
Okay.
The best time is the government school has value country today. Go there, you see some.
I'm talking about your county because you're not in our country here. So that's
They happen to your country. Let me
They happen to my country, you hear?
you have been there before.
Where in my country happening? What government school is happening to here?
That's a parent of student, the parent of teacher behind the
government school here that is happening to in most of country that you know.
Yeah, it happened in Abuja, maybe in Moscow, blessed. Yeah, it's not there. But it also happening here. Just see here today, and that's what happened. We're going there to start a student. So we're going some community to student with whatever.
So the Minister of Education, I'm sure, is listening. So
yeah, well, look who president said, our president said, I want everything there, everything that we are, that will be president, but they now because that's president.
Okay.
But I think I can hear the president out of the matter of teaching that.
All
I
right.
want the president to step out. Step out before we get out to get up. Yeah, step out. Step out. Let me know
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Good evening. What's your name and where you call from? This is EOBC. What's your name and where you call from?
You're coming in really bad. You have to move away from your radio. Move away from your radio.
So you're coming in pink. Okay.
So we take 3 more callers and then we call it a quit.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, man, how are you doing?
We're fine. How are you?
Mr. Freeman from Lufa. How are you doing?
We're fine. Go ahead.
From Lufa, Mr. Freeman.
Yeah. My concern of this how to do that don't do the
What?
The network seems to be
it seems to be terrible. About that. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello?
Hello, sir. What's your name and where you call from?
Thank you. This is Brother E, and I do call you from Maryland, Cleveland, Sullivan District.
Wow, people. Let's hear you.
Cleveland, Sullivan District, Maryland County.
All right.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you for the program. Thank you to you guys in studio. I have a concern. The issue about National Election Commission. I think we were told about the issue of pre-jubilation, but what do National Election Commission make about the issue as to whether the charity are being completed in Delaware County without, let's say, people at the beginning, whether or not they announce a jubilation? Why is National Election Commission doing about that? Thank you.
But our National Election Commission, but let me ask you now. Where is it that tally hasn't been announced and people are jubilating? Yeah. Where?
Yeah, I speak to you. Happy Primo District number 2, Maryland County today.
So who are jubilating?
57 polling places in the district are being completed out of 57, which is the total. And then the TV were announced, and the leading candidate supporters are currently in the street as I speak to you this evening.
You refer to lawmaker or presidency?
District number 2 lawmaker or...
Yeah, but it doesn't...
No, not lawmaker, Anthony Willen.
But sir, that place, I think, 7 polling places, right? And 57 has been announced.
But the next, so you said 57 polling places, and next announced all the 57.
So that means it's done.
Yes. The winner.
It's done, sir.
57 polling places out of 57.
Yeah, that mean everything has been
done, sir.
Counted. That's what it means.
Yeah.
So the first person announcing the person who next announced, they will obviously jubilate.
Yeah, in a simple majority.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but the president said no, because you have to have
nobody can jubilate
one. But for the representative and senatorial seats, it's just simple majority. Somebody get one vote over you, the person be you.
Yeah.
Final caller.
Good evening.
Hello?
Okay, Bobby, I will take you after this person.
So,
hello? Hello?
So go ahead. What's your name and where you call from?
I'm Shafa G. calling from Omega Community.
Go ahead, Shafa.
Yeah, you see, when it comes to the issue of the senator, out of the 15 and to maintain, and we see 11 have been changed or replaced, it means that these people were now working well in the legislature. That's the fact that the legislature is the problem, to our country. The people in the legislature are the problems to our country. Not the executive that people are sometimes sharing blame on President Weah and all of these things. President Weah is actually doing his best. This is why he's in the lead up to this time. But these people have been there not doing anything, and they have been causing problems and chaos to our country. Saying all kinds of things about this government. The government is doing her best. President Weah is actually working, and for some reason, we the Liberian people, we need to put President Weah back for 12 years so that we see the development in these 12 years comparing to past. We can still see and touch the tangibles that is in our country on the line of development. So President Weah, we say we have to reward him for the good work done in our country. So thank you, and those of you in studio.
Thank you for being a part of the program. I'm sorry I'm not taking, your calls now. And I see Bobby Allison from the Speaker Chambers office trying to call me. Bobby, if you're still listening, I will take your call if you call me. Okay, he's on the line. Bobby Allison, welcome to Open Conversation.
Thank you, Titi. It is good to have you connected from Fleetwood, Hurricane District, New Jerusalem, Taxable for Chambers.
You're so, I see you confidently telling us that, you're calling us from New Jerusalem, people Sodican District of Dr. Buffer Chambers. And we're hearing that people are already jubilating in people Sodican District because Dr. Chambers has lost the elections. Let's hear from you.
Well, I would not conclude that the election is not in Dr. Chambers' favor. Reasons Dr. Chambers got cases back here in Osodican where the country devil seized ballot boxes.
Okay.
Where you have people registered, 500 registered in that town or village, and the figure that came from out of the boxes was more than 500, close to 900. Had the extra sheets enter those boxes. These are investigations that's taking place, that's supposed to take place before the National Elections Commission come out to announce. We also have another area in CRC, the Cavalry Rebel Plantation. There's another situation in that area also, and was not taken care of. So supporters of Dr. Chambers in this part of the country, Plibo-Sodikin district, they are not happy when making out with the result this afternoon. But on the other side, it was good that they came out with it. The reason why I'm saying it was good, because they planned to bring the town to ashes. Supporters of Anthony Williams planned that if the result would not be announced today, they were going to put houses on fire, to include on the Chambers house and supporters of Chambers. Even when the result was announced today, they started stoning at people's houses and provoking supporters of Chambers. But Chambers, that the Chambers early this morning on his radio station, The Voice of Hope, talked to his supporters never ever to go against the word of God. They should wait for God's result, and absolutely this election result will turn around.
Okay, so let me ask you a few questions now. I heard you say that there were, electoral malpractices in two places you named. Did you file an official complaint to the National Elections Commission?
Yes, Titi, that was done.
And
almost 3 to 4 days that the Chambers was at the National Election Commission local offices on Stadium Road in Harper, filed in his complaint and expected that complaint to be looked into. But later on was told that the complaint will be sent to Morovia because the local officers cannot handle that complaint. So they chose to file it, send it over to Morovia, which as we speak now that the Chambers is in Morovia to go after that. So we got a lot of big hands behind the removal of Speaker Buffer Chambers because some people want to be speakers. Yeah, they want to be
speakers. So you say you're accusing people, and I'm not in the position to call those people who you are about to accuse. I'm not going to that now. Just hold on a little bit. Yeah, you will come back to your accusations. But my question is, let's go back to people stuffing ballot boxes. Did you not have representative pool washers in those areas you're talking about?
We had representative and pool washers there. Do you know what it is?
No.
To avoid the representative of pool washer for Dr. Chambers in Old Sodikin, they quickly, when the pool washers raised the concern, they went and put out the country devil to seize the process. That the Liberia National Police had to move in to put the situation under control and retreat some of the boxes after they took some away, where they stopped additional.
But if some ballot boxes, so you're telling us that some ballot boxes were taken away from that precinct or polling place?
Yes, Titi.
But why has the NEC not reported that? Because we know there are instances in for instance Nimba County where there will be a recount on Friday. That was reported by the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, but nothing like that was reported from Maryland County. Why?
Recent best known to the magistrate here in in Harper, where the magistrate office is. Recent best report.
Do you think the magistrate is in cahoot with the country devil, or the people representing the country devil?
Not the country devil only, but those big hands I'm talking about.
What kind of big hands?
We would not call names now until we've gone through. We do go through the process. Then those big hands, you will get to know them tomorrow, Titi, because they don't want to see him sit in that seat as speaker. They want to take over as speaker of the House of Representatives. So you're blaming the
defeat of Dr. Chambers on big hands, but big hands don't vote. The people do vote, though.
No, they got financial influence. They use their influences They use their influences. This is why they infuse two against Dr. Chambers.
Oh, they pay the people. They pay the people money to vote against Dr. Chambers.
Even we are told allegedly as journalists, we say it is alleged that 15,000 United States dollars was given to the magistrate in Harper to turn the vote around, not to pay attention to Dr. Chambers' complaints and others. The reason why you see up to this time.
Do you have evidence?
Now what I'm saying to you, everything they do have.
The Conquer Devil pictures, do you have it?
Our team got the photos, they got recordings and other things of people confessing that this is what happened. I think they went and infused two citizens from people so they can dish it against Dr. Chambers, Anthony Williams and Boyman Wan, so that the vote of Chambers would drop and they would be able to tamper with the vote and have Chambers removed so that at the end of the day they will contest to be Speaker of the House.
What was the margin today? The margin?
We got close to 800 for the figure that we did, the counting that we did, 800 between Chambers and that of Williams. But if we have not checked, because the number that is used, that increased, the number, the vote of Williams, that came from the old Sodican.
So what was the number announced by the National Elections Commission today?
I cannot say it off air. I got that recorded on my paper and cannot say because it is dark now and I'm outdoors to talk to you and those listen to us in Monrovia, other part of the country.
Okay, Bobby, thank you so much. We'll keep our eyes on that.
And we hope that Titi and the rest of the guys in Chile, we hope that the National Election Commission will look into this case of Dr. Chambers. It seems nothing happened with Asi Roden Blelu and that of David Seddy. Similar thing took place in Maryland County, that they had to hold on to the certification of Asi Roden Blelu until they went into the case before he was certificated. So people are here now in Cleveland Sodican District rejoicing, even provoking things of Dr. Chambers. We hope it will not go off hand tomorrow.
Okay. All right, Bobby. Thank you. We have to leave you. We have to leave you at that.
They need to bring in security to protect this place.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I agree with you. The police needs to take charge of that right now. Bobby, we have to leave you at that. But I agree with you on that one, that security needs to take charge so that things don't go out of hand. So, gentlemen, that's it. It will just, start our conversation tonight.
Yeah.
But like I was saying earlier, elections are tense. When you go to an election, all you want to do is win because people put a lot into it. There will be accusations. People will accuse other people of doing certain things. But again, we always say that when you have these kind of problems, you have to use the law.
Exactly.
Because nobody should take the law into their hand. No. And it's good that, according to Bobby, Dr. Chambers is in town to make sure that he runs after, anything he feels, not satisfied about.
One thing I've come to realize is that the National Election Commission is kind of doing very well with regards to handling these electoral malpractices in the different counties. But the high level of political tension that is currently sweeping across the country is as a result of the war drum that was beaten by former Vice President Joseph Boakai. I still like to repeat that.
Okay.
When he said that if these elections are rigged, according to him, he had his definition, Liberia ends. This sent a message to his people who already perceived in their minds that they were going to be cheated. Today, Liberians and other African leaders should celebrate President George Weah. You know why, Titi?
No.
The president has exemplified beyond all political reasons that he is a genuine leader. African leaders today, Titi. Look, President Weah would have won on one ballot if he was the kind of person they say he is. And guess what? They can't do nothing. Nothing they're going to do about it. But you know what? He says the interest of the Liberian people is paramount. It is not about the city occupiers, but what he's doing for the people. We have a party that wants to take over government, take over power. without an agenda, a party that has been preaching chaos, a party today that is introducing tribal politics in our country, a party that even they have now won elections have already set up a cabinet, a party that is currently shooting Senator Prince Johnson, who delivered to the Nima County, calling him a murderous warlord. These are the people that are causing the kind of political tension across our country today. And you know what? They're not going to win these elections. It would constitutionally defy them that when the president wins these elections and they come outside with all of the trickeries and the kind of fears they were putting on our people, the law will take its course. So what you see across the country, Speaker Chima is a very peaceful man. The people of Maryland, I worked in Maryland for 2 years. They're very peaceful people. To hear that the other independent candidate, I mean, they are stoning them one another, and then you see country devil coming outside, those allegations. These are new things, are elections in our country. And Titi, to be honest with you, we cannot continue as a nation like this. You and I don't know about my young brother Washington. We saw the 1990 civil crisis. We are living at the station of what happened. Many of our young brothers and sisters that are running around the corridors today, shouting cries of war and supporting the bad actions of the political candidates, never saw what we've seen.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason why the president is keeping the peace. It's not because President Weah cannot be an African leader. He could be any of the tough African leaders who will have to muscle the opposition to ensure that the country remains stable. But what happens in the end? He has refused to muscle any political leader in this country. And because of that, they are taking advantage of the president's peaceful nature and his ability to unite the people. Take for example, you have a bunch of failed Liberians who live in the US. Failed! Who some of them work under this administration. Like my own boss, man, Eugene Fagon. They sit there and want to bring war to this country. When they work here, they survived on taxpayers' monies here. You have Stanton Witherspoon, who is a convicted criminal, who should be going to jail anytime soon, sits up in America and says that if Parker doesn't win this election, it is either what happened to Samuel Doe or the Charles Taylor effect. Can you imagine that? They take advantage of the First Amendment in America, freedom of speech, to bring crisis in our country. So what you see happening in these countries? I'm happy the National Election Commission is doing her best to address these matters. It would have gotten worse. What if the Election Commission would have called for a recall in Nimba? With those 3 places that were scattered as a result of people going to hijack the place, taking ballot boxes, destroying them. Can you imagine that? If that wasn't done, they would say it is the president manipulating. With all the efforts President Weah has made to ensure these elections are free, fair, and transparent, don't you still see what they post on Facebook? The talks that want to rule. They have to understand that this country is a country of law, and so it shall be.
Okay, now you're talking about the peace and security of the country, and talking about how the president has kept the peace. But how long is this going to go for if people continue to behave the way they're behaving? And the last time I listened to the spokesperson for the campaign, Kanye Wagbala, he was concerned that up to now we don't have a report on what happened in Lofa County. We might go for a second round. How does that affect the people who were affected, their families?
So Kanye's concerns were very genuine. But let's also understand that 3 weeks before the elections were conducted, there was a joint security press conference that was held. That was chaired by the Minister of Justice. And jointly, they put out a statement that sent a caveat to all persons, groups, or political parties that will indulge in any acts of electoral violence, be it destruction of property or lives. So what I think we should be focused on right now is, you see, the good thing is Councillor Bala is a lawyer and he understands candidly clear how the law works. I am very sure that there are investigations ongoing. Okay, but because of the
Is it a little bit slow because of the
It could be
election
exactly.
process?
That's why it will be a little bit slow because of the elections. You
But sometimes people take advantage of that because they feel that the process is slow, so it gives them that energy to want to instigate more violence.
The government's
like
coming
you
down hard.
said about, like you're talking about Fagon. I went on Facebook day before yesterday. His comments on
Exactly.
Facebook were just disturbing. They were just disturbing. He went for the Prince C. Johnson the third, and he said that people are going to gather. They're going to, people are coming to count their votes. You don't want to count the votes. The people are coming out in the street, and it was like yesterday or day before yesterday. He says that day before yesterday. He said that day before yesterday. Like people are gathering, and then another person, Muna Faha, posted and saying that people are running helter skelter in Waterside Market. People are running, other person asking whether people are running now in red light market when nothing is happening. So my thing is, we're in electionary period, everyone understands, but if you have electoral violence as grave as the situation in Nimba County, if it is nipped in the butt, people will know and they will grab themselves and say, no, we can't go this route because when we are caught red-handed, the law will take its course.
But the president's message just a day or two before the elections spoke clearly to what you say. The president made it clear. In fact, that was one of the reasons why the Joint Security again had this meeting this time around. People or persons that will be caught in the act of election violence will be dealt with according to the law. The president has made it clear. He's not taking a word back for that. He said all those persons, and to add insult, to add fire to the flames. We also as a government will say that any radio station that has been issued license to operate, both in content and in frequency, that will use their platform to incite violence, those licenses will be revoked. And there will be penalties upon the station.
And are you now at the Ministry of Information, Culture Affairs and Tourism monitoring?
It's become very monitorial. Yes, okay. It's become very monitorial, Titi. We have to do it because I think you listened to the Deputy Minister of Press Public Affairs a few days ago when he made. We have to do it because this is another way. You see, if you look at, for me, I like to look at the analytics of history. So you saw the Burundi and Rwanda crisis. Okay, Radio Kigali started the whole stuff. One journalist just sat behind the microphone and the mixer and just said mean things about Tutsi against the Hutu. And before you knew it, when that plane crashed and both presidents died, the station continued in a way that it became a very serious crisis and people started going. Imagine people who were brothers and sisters in the same community were calling their friend cockroaches and what have you. This is how dangerous radio stations are. They can make you and they can break you. So we are strong about that. These elections, in as much as it is free, fair, and transparent, the government of Liberia would not hesitate to revoke any licenses of any radio station that will support any act of violence. It is the right of the government to protect the citizenry. And if a station is in violation, that station will have to bear the penalty. And for those who would believe that, you see, because we don't have, like Uganda, they have tariffs on Facebook, videos, all of that. We don't have it here. That is the extremity. So people who post hate messages on Facebook is so expensive. It is difficult. And by the time you try to do it, already knows that the Museveni is going to get you because we don't have that leverage. But when you incite our people to go out there and there are problems, the man who incited will find, will arrest you, except in Liberia, will arrest you and you will bear the full consequences of the law. That's the reason why TDC is from most of the other sides becoming slow. When they said there were activities in Waterside, people had just get up. We moved quickly. A few media institutions we knew, we sent them down Waterside. They went and did live. There was no mercy. It just showed the fear factor that these people who want to hijack power are trying to instill in the people to give them a predominant mindset that there's going to be chaos when Joseph Boaga don't win the elections. But we have been managing peacefully, patiently, these situations, because if government, look, 2005 we were in opposition, CDC, UTT saw what happened. You saw the kind of brute force that came against the party. 2011, we were in our party headquarters November 7, all in our whites, and we were prepared to just march peacefully, that we were going to boycott the elections or ground that we were not satisfied with the results. What happened? It turned to a bloody November 7. Do you see the scene today? It is not that the president do not remember these things or cannot send people out there, but this is a man who has maintained the peace. Even November 7, he told his people, nobody should retaliate. If you collect any gun or whatsoever from people, try and give it to the army. If you watch that video, the army commander was pointing a pistol to one of the police who was persistent, wanting to go to attack our people. This is the level that we have absorbed, and today we're in leadership. We're going to maintain the peace.
What do you think, given all of those scenarios you've just, pointed out, with the 2005, the 2011, and looking at what is happening now? President Weah has been president. We've had 2 elections here where the opposition, went to those elections. Dillon won the elections, and we are back to the national elections, and people in the opposition were excited. The whole world hailed the government for, that peaceful elections. We're in an electioneering period where we've gone to the October 10 polls. The National Elections Commission has been magnanimous enough, managing expectations, but at the same time releasing the results. And nobody has come out to say these results that are being put out by the National Elections Commission are contrary to what we have on our tally sheets, that the National Elections Commission is cheating us in this area and in that area. But yet, then still, you hear from, other people, opposition, these kind of messages that will, that have the propensity to plunge, the country into chaos. Why do you think they're doing this?
So the first thing is, in their soundest of minds, they are able to win the president.
They are unable to win the president.
Very much unable to win the president.
And so the only way they can do this.
Now, the only way they can do this, in fact, guess what? So I'm going to name a group of elected senators and lawmakers under the United Party or the coalition that, when push comes to shove, they are not willing to relinquish to an interim government their different positions. Senator Johnson is not willing to do that. Youngly is not willing. The law is not willing. The rest of them are not willing. But guess what? The few guys who were in power for the last 12 years, who mismanaged their opportunities and now see Bwaka as the beacon of hope for getting back to power, they are the ones that are saying, it's either Bwaka wins or this country goes into constitutional crisis. If there comes an interim government. If you notice now that Youngly, they are not pushing that argument anymore, because they've come to realize that if that happens, automatically the positions are relinquished. Here's the thing. How come they are not saying that there are electoral flaws, they are being cheated? Because they are leading. How come they are not saying the elections are rigged? Because they are leading. How come they are not saying the president is dictatorial in relation to elections? Because they are leading. It just shows you that these are people without any agenda for this country. All they want is power. They either get power through the ballot boxes or get power through the guns. And by doing so, the first thing, you have to saturate the population. Saturate them in a way that you have to put them in a position where they see themselves that they are troubled. Let's just, today I talked to 7 persons. You know what they told me? You're telling let Papa win. Because we won't be running around here. And I will take my time and talk to them. I said, no, you can't run around. This is what they want you to believe.
Okay, so that's the agenda.
That's the agenda.
Still fear.
It's still fear. But in fact, that one of the reasons, let me be fair with you, that one of the reasons why you see they have these increased numbers. They did not literally campaign. They didn't campaign. They did nothing to merit the numbers that they have. And I think, imagine Wofa, Nimba, Magibi, Moserado, Bomi, Kipman, Bapulu, all those numbers out together, they still can win President Weah. He is very popular. He is very, very popular. If that has been another President Weah has lost the elections. But he's still standing. And because the people have been carried away by the nature of fear. The boy that died in Lofa, the Bwaka, his own hometown, did he say anything about it? No.
He said there's no sedition in Lofa. When he was in Foya, he said, as far as I'm concerned, and he's on record for that. He said, as far as I'm concerned, there's no sedition.
But there are Lofians who were on candid cameras live with the CDC t-shirts, the bearers, who came all out and voted Thomas Fala. And they said they were tired to vote on tribal lines, but rather they want to vote on tangibles. So he can say that. What I'm saying is that he has to be an exemplary statement if you truly want power. Power comes from the people. It is from the people that you have power. To instill fear in the people and claim to be their Messiah is a contradiction. And
but they might be winning. Don't you think they're winning with that fear tactics that they're instilling into the people? What are you doing to counter that?
So first thing I'll say to you is that they are not winning. They are not winning. What we saw that just happened as a Cuban, it taught us several lessons. One, it taught us that peace in a country is significantly important, owing to the trauma our people had to go through in a few weeks towards elections. The trauma they had to go through. It also has posted a limelight, a dimmer on the kind of opposition we have today. Amidst the late Charles Warner Bromsky, he would have endeavored himself to that extent. He said this. He said Vice President Bwaka is a very divisive leader. Today, is he wrong? It is Bwaka that is preaching tribal politics today, tribalizing the issues and essence of development in our country. It is Bwaka that is making Senator Johnson to preach tribal politics today. When Bromsky said this, he was joking. So what we are doing as a government, the second round, we have a message for our people. The people have seen the president's peaceful nature. They've seen the president's contestation to ensure that the elections are free, fair, and transparent. It is not a responsibility of the people. They see how in a hurry, in a jiffy, our brothers have already set up a cabinet.
Well, we'll come to that.
No, I'm not TD. I know. I'm just trying because it is on the minds of the people. So they have already seen the true nature of these so-called rescuers that are coming. The talks that call themselves rescues that are coming to come and pillage the country's resources that they did not put here. Our people are resolved. Come the next round that's coming, there's going to be a whole different change. What you saw with this neck-to-neck team with Joseph Bwaka and President Weah, you're not going to see that anymore.
Really?
You're not going to see it today.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, there has been since yesterday a leaked messages from the Unity Party chat room that is circulating on Facebook. We talked a little bit about that yesterday, and I'd like to read out some of the messages from that chat room. And the main one is they have set up a proposed cabinet. I said last night that the baby boy they are big, right? These the Unity Party is quote unquote the rescue team, right? And they are they have an intention to rescue Liberia, according to them. And I said we haven't heard from the Unity Party what their agenda for Liberia
no manifesto
is. Yeah, we haven't seen that. And throughout the campaign period, you will hear President Weah say to the people of Lofa County that we have, the road up to Salaye is complete, and we already have funding for the road from here as far as Konya. But that is something that it's going to happen. That is a guarantee. And in the southeast, he talked to the people of Nimba County and talked about, completing the roads. So that's you already have plans for the people of Liberia and other parts of the country.
You're referring to President Weah, right?
Yes, I'm talking about
Correct.
President Weah.
Correct.
When he was running his campaign, there were things he was saying to the people that he's going to do. But I heard, unlike a former Vice President Bwaka, who would say, look at this place. When he went to Bombing County, he said, look at this place, look at the roads. It's embarrassing. And I'm saying it's embarrassing because he's from the Unity Party. He served as former vice president. So if you for 12 years,
And his wife is from Bomi.
of course. So if you for 12 years haven't done anything about the roads and you want to blame it on a government that is in power for 6 years, then the people will have questions to ask you. But these are the things. And he says, we'll make sure that your children go to school. We'll make sure that, they don't sit on the ground. When the Unity Party was in power and that the educational system of our country was referred to by President Sirleaf as a mess. So in their chat room, haven't, the big, you don't even win elections yet. We're talking about elections. We don't even know whether no party has won on the first ballot. At least if you've won on the first ballot, that's a totally different thing. But we're thinking about going to a runoff election and you've already formed a cabinet. But there is a key player here in these electioneering processes. That key player is Senator Prince Johnson.
Yep.
Senator Prince Johnson has rallied, the people of Nimba County to vote in favor of the rescue team. Senator Johnson is heard on tape telling his people that they should vote for the rescue team because their son Jeremiah Cohn will have a chance.
Exactly.
He is going to be doing the job of Ambassador Bwaka, where this party to assume the leadership of our country.
Yep.
And so they should vote for the Unity Party. And as a result of that, the people of Nimba County listen. But let's hear what the guys from the Joseph Yuma Bwaka part of the Unity Party have planned for Senator Prince Johnson and the people of Nimba County. So they were discussing, right? And they brought the issue of what is Nimba County and Prince Johnson going to benefit as a result of the cabinet, because we'll read out the names of those proposed cabinet ministers. But there are only two persons there, one from an autonomous agency and one cabinet minister.
Yeah.
We know that Senator Johnson has been complaining. So he wants Nimbayans to have positions if that is his thought, that they will have positions if the Unity Party gets in power. But mind you will read the proposed cabinet ministers for you. I don't know why when I come to this. Okay, so they were talking about this. And I will start from this. It says, although some Nimbayans will get, because they were discussing, I'm not going to go through all of that.
Yeah.
But then somebody suggested that, the Nimbayans are not going to be happy. They're going to be offended as a result of these things that we're discussing. Then somebody says, although some Nimbayans will get offended, but we must act in the interest of our safety.
Can you imagine? They're not even talking about the people's safety,
No.
the country's safety.
They're coming to rescue.
But their safety.
Yeah, but their safety says we have to act in the interest of our safety, although Nimbayans will get offended. It says the history of Prince Johnson is well known, and as Jake Kabakoli. Yeah. It says the history of Prince Johnson is well known, that we have used him to deliver Nimba, although the percentage is low. And I call this very ungratefulness though. Although the percentage is low, our anticipations, we cannot let him lose. The history of Prince Johnson is well known, that we have used him to deliver Nimba, although the percentage is low. Our anticipations, we cannot let him lose. We have agreed as prospective cabinets and Ambassador Joseph Bwaka to deal with the Prince Johnson agenda within the first 100 days in our administration. This will be our way of appraisement to the U.S. government and the international community who are angry with us for keeping PYJ around to support us. Let's go to the other part of it. Don't try me. Anytime I come to this thing to read it, I must have some problem. I'm going to the other part of it where Senator Johnson is referred to as a murderer, is what I'm looking for. I think I got to check my phone instead of
Yeah,
this.
because
let me check my phone. It's the best way to get it out. This thing is It's playing tricks on me. So just you guys can be talking. Let me just find it and then
Yeah,
I'll come
yeah.
back
So
to it.
you struck a point, and I wanted to, I wanted you to place more emphasis on that. You in your deliberation, you were talking about the strategies that the opposition are trying to use to, get this country. Are you on it?
You're talking to me or you talking
No,
to
are you on it? So you're making a comparative analysis about the upcoming elections where you are with the opposition neck to neck, and you say these things are not going to be realized in the upcoming run of elections. So what are some of the strategies we are expecting from you, from your angle?
Okay, I got it now. So let me just complete and then you come back to your question, because when people are listening, it's not good to
let's just flow.
Leave them. We call leave them hanging.
yeah, that's it. Leave them hanging. So I go back to it, then I'll complete it with this. The history of Prince Johnson is well known that we have used him to deliver NIMBA, although the percentage is low. Our anticipations, we cannot let him lose. We have agreed as prospective cabinets and Ambassador Boaka to deal with the Prince Johnson agenda within the first 100 days in our administration. This will be our way of appraisement to the U.S. government and the international community who are angry with us for keeping Prince Johnson around to support us. Then it comes back, it says, we will indict him for war crimes and turn him over to the ICJ for the allegation he faces for killing over 250,000 Liberians. Once we don't have Prince Johnson around, we are safe. The Nimbayans are fools to believe we will allow our son and president to sleep in bed with a murderer. We have no choice but preserve our government and people. That is Chick Kabakoli.
That sounds just like Jake. That sounds just like him. You see. First of all, Senator Johnson made a very big mistake. A very big mistake.
You think so?
A mistake that Madam Sharif did not make. This is the same Joseph Boaka who tells you today he lays on loan that Madam Sharif gave essence to. Even before he became president, he went in the US, had a town hall meeting and told the people who even supported Madam Salif, told him that if he becomes president, she's the first person that he's going to make sure she goes to War Crimes Court so that Liberia can be free. You think if he was brave enough to say that about somebody who gave him the opportunity to be a face in our country today, Prince Johnson is any better factor? No. Senator Johnson, what he did was he did it out of good faith for Jeremiah Cohn. They called him his son. Okay? But look at this. With that leak, even Cohn is not safe. But Prince Johnson is out of the picture. Nima Kande gets angry, is up to them. Cohn is ousted from Unity Party. Then you have a vague, sifted party with nothing. These guys are very unserious. They have no agenda. Their only agenda is to hold on to state power, pillage the country's resources, undermine the very people who brought them to Essence, which of course is not possible. They're not going to come to Essence. That's not going to happen. And in the end, they reach themselves and leave our country. You see, those guys are the true definition of elephant meat. They are the ones, they pay cutting for the last 12 years. They're coming back. What is it about President Williams' administration that you say that is bad? Can you compare his 6 years with 12 years? In the 6 years, three of the 6 years, this man was ransacked by major global challenges that shocked the entire globe. But he pivoted his way through. You had 12 years. Ebola came, you received millions of dollars as envelopes for Ebola. He reached himself, built houses all across the country. Over 12 billion passed through this economy. Central bank was degraded. Minus 4 billion plus was taken out of central bank. Capital flower 400 million. Our foreign reserve was threatened. It is this administration that has done nothing. That brought the sanctity and integrity to CBL. That today our commercial banks are in sync. These are the people who want to come back here because they lavished the resources that they harnessed over the last 12 years to do the see president we are. They call us mean people because we're not throwing gas slips There's trash car all over the place.
But where is the gas slip? And
That's what I'm saying.
And I like to.
And the money is being utilized to pay the roads, to pay to pay wire fees, to keep our brothers and sisters in the public universities, to support the private university scholarship activities, to support microfinance in our different sectors. That's what the money is being used for.
But I also hear people talk about harmonization. And harmonization is something that, Madam Sirleaf refused to do. And a lot of people in her government made a lot of money. But President Weah, under his government, there was harmonization, right? Is that going to change anything when Unity Party comes to power? Because the government, it has already happened.
It's going to change something.
What are they going to do? Are they going to reverse that?
Exactly. It's going to change something. What is going to happen is that Patrick Honor is going to make his full $5,000 ALBS on payroll at JFK. Nobody gave a damn about that side for that expression. The Ministry of Information has got staffers that was brought on board. You downsize them. The few that are cognizant with your party and your partisans, you increase their salaries. You bring back discretionary allowance and you bring the salary. So you get TT now, who is a professional. You get, because TT is now in your league, you get TT $500, and you get Washington, who is in your league and your brother-in-law, you get $1,500, and then on the salary side, you get TT of 14,000 LD, and you get Washington 50,000 liberty. In Washington carrying rest, so Washington carry 9 bags. Over here, so carry 3 bags. He carried 9, you carry 2. That's what.
How is it been? How are they rescuing?
It is self-aggrandizement, TT.
Is it out of desperation or what?
These are a bunch of desperados that the imprints of corruption is still in our country, are the ones that are wheeling themselves behind Women Bwaka to give him a bad end of political life story. Because in the end, in the worst case scenario, if Vice President Bwaka becomes president, his administration may not last 3 years. Because the way they will fight among themselves, there's no understanding. You listen to Jim.
Let me just read the proposed cabinet members.
Yes, please.
And then I ask you, because that's where you're going. I don't see the Nibayans, members of the cabinet yet. I see only one name here. And for the autonomous agency, I see one name there. And they have more than 25 names here already. So for the ministries, they have Tonola Vapla, Ministry of Agriculture.
Now imagine that.
Amin Modat, Ministry of Commerce and Industry.
I expected that.
Alaric Tokpa, Ministry of Education. Sylvester Nyima, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. John B. Fellow, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mandela Cooper, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection.
Can you imagine that?
Dr. Sando Sherman, Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Jeremic Matthew Pia, Ministry of Information, Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. Moses W. Va, Ministry of Internal Affairs. Councillor Benedict Sano, Ministry of Justice.
Wow.
Councillor Nito Zelai, Ministry of Labor. Sando D. Johnson, Ministry of Mines and Energy.
Is that a former senator?
Yes, the former senator. Councillor Cooper Kra, Ministry of Post and Telecommunications. Steve Zago, Ministry of National Defense. Roland Giddens, Ministry of Public Works. This one just texts me. He always in my inbox. Clear your decks, clear your decks.
The Giddens guy.
Yeah. Jed Kabakole, Ministry of State. Reverend Luther Tape, Ministry of Transport.
The clergy man. Because he motorcycling money, so the transport. You see corruption?
Councillor Ko Bangalu, Ministry of Youth and Sports. Patrick Honda, Presidential Press Secretary.
No wonder.
Autonomous agencies. Joseph Yuman Bwaka Jr., Liberia Maritime Authority.
Wow.
Chris Masakwe, Liberia National Police.
Wow.
Browning Samuka, Liberia Petroleum Refinery Company. Amanjala National Port Authority. Stephen Johnson, Internal Audit Agency. Mo Ali, National Wash Commission. And 7, Dr. Cooper Cry, or Dor Cooper, National Transit Authority. These are the, proposed cabinet ministers and heads of autonomous agencies. if the Unity Party comes to power, the power they haven't been
I
given
like the way you
already.
say
But
if.
but they haven't
Yes,
come to
yes,
power yet.
yes.
But they said they already in power.
No.
Because if Gideon tells you to start clearing your decks,
Oh yeah,
he's already convinced
that they're in
that in
power.
power. So imagine the reality that they will wake up to tomorrow. And you know what they're doing? They have made their partisans in the different ministries, agencies, and public corporations to openly disrespect us now.
Wow.
Yes. There's no day I post on Facebook that a member of my department administration information will not come on my post and say, you're wasting your time on one-time government.
Wow.
You go to the ministry now, the very staffers that you used to coordinate, they don't even want to deal with you anymore. They say you are one-time government. So what happens when the president wins the election, which of course is obvious, because his work will speak for him? How will you relate to your bosses that are there? These UPasts are putting our people in a hyper position, a position that is gradually destroying them mentally, because it's going to be traumatic if you're convinced that you're going to win elections and you don't win. You gotta go back and confront your bossman like you can go back and confront your bossman in the morning. Some Monday morning, the president said, my man, I keep you there. Then the man come and me, you right there.
Tamawa, pay attention.
So it is difficult for us to understand what kind of miracle that these guys have really seen, or who prophesied that they are so
You
convinced.
think they've gotten a prophecy?
Yes, because guess what? In fact, what I even hear is that they have started taking money from people too.
What kind of money?
For small positions, say, my man, you know you won't go over there.
Wow.
The main cabinet of face certain cabinet, the other area you won't go for.
How is Senator Prince Johnson, going to take all of this, and how are the people of Nimba County,
Prince-
going to take all of this when he has done everything to make sure that they are in the position where they are, and they have this kind of plan for Senator
Johnson is a warrior. Trust me, let me be frank with you. Let me tell you, in as much as he did not support the CDC, the latest revelation coming out of the United Party chat room, that conversation, if Senator Johnson takes that for a joke, he will have himself to be blamed. We're not saying to Senator Johnson that we are saying come to us in any way, but we're saying to you that the Nima people, our people believe in you so much, to the extent that when you say go so, they move, come so, they move. Even if you develop $1 million structure in Nima country, when Senator Johnson comes, they will come. It is time for him to realize that he is still in bed with enemies. Vice President Braga has not forgiven Senator Johnson when Senator Johnson said he was a battery total. He has not forgiven Senator Johnson. When Senator Johnson called him a member of the now grateful leper, he has not forgiven Senator Johnson. They are only masquerading. They're making him a masquerade, putting him in the forefront. When the dancers come out and people collect the money, because when the masquerade dance, when the drums are being beaten, and the people come out and dance and they raise the money, they will undress the masquerade. They will undress that masquerade, and he will be standing there naked. And people will tell you, "I will tell you." Cool, a young man, a young, ambitious man who's coming up in politics politically. United Party is not a place for him. Especially the guys who feel they know more than him there. They're only using the popularity because Nima is 2 times the vote of Lofa. Lofa is 177,000. Nima is 307,000 plus. So they're only using the votes of Nima to get them to prepare them to where they want to go.
But that is what they have said.
Yes.
That it's not about you saying it, but that is what they have said. Yeah, that they're using Senator Johnson and the people of
to authenticate that. I'm sorry. It's just that Representative Koloba, most times his deliberations are profanity.
Yeah.
But if you are listening, Representative Koloba admitted. He said he's ashamed of these people. Instead of them even waiting for the results, telling people thank you, they've already formed in cabinet and 14 more jobs. You get Koloba's version. It's on Facebook. So to tell you that, usually they will say to us that la, right? To tell you that it is true. It is true. Everything you wear is just the plain truth. So the senator will have to go back in the closet and think about it. If he's going to carry these talks that are willingly going to deliver him, because
putting the lines,
the story all over eating man.
The parents and they clear about that. They were indicting for war crimes. They're clear about it. You know, you rather listen now. You rather listen now, or you just continue to just go with the flow and think that everything is, you know, just politics.
Before November 7, there will be shocking realities.
So these people really mean this, that they're going to do this to Senator Johnson?
They have their meetings regularly, mean it. You think they are friends with Senator Johnson? They're not friends.
So even if the Liberian people were to give them power, this kind of struggle is going to be for a long time. So it's not about governing the state anymore, because Senator Johnson and Kun will be on the other hand, and then the Jacob Akoli and Mosio Rabok Pade and Patrick Honda and the Joseph Boaka will be on the other hand. So they're going to be fighting amongst each other, and Liberia that they have come to rescue will be left alone.
But the difference is, look at this. When President Weah became president, as a mark of gratitude to the people of Nimba County, he placed sons and daughters in strategic positions in government. He went to the county, identified projects, and delivered these projects. He visited Senator Johnson regularly. On all of his birthdays in 5 years, the president was by the side of Senator Johnson, bearing gifts as a mark of gratitude. They even gave him name Sekuse because he was one of them. Okay? Waka campaign Nimba. They're using Senator Johnson to get to where they, you see, but God, I can tell people they can laugh. God don't drinking you. Because people that are drinking you get drunk, you can forget. God is always on the throne, is watching. He's exposing these things now to give our people of Nimba an idea of the pains of these UPs. These guys, these are people who are called their bourgeoisies. Because, you know, if a poor man who got bigger, you give him money, he started paying money. He elevated himself to the level where his peers are no longer a kind of people. Guess what? He will do anything to keep that money. Those boys tasted money on the Manasaiv administration. They shot gas slaves around here. They were changing cars regularly. Those boys were flying to Ghana, coming back, going to the US here and there. You think they want to sit down and allow it to pass? They rather take Senator Johnson on a lasso, put a rope on his neck, haul him along with them. By the time he make him what he want to be, the 500 days, the way they told you, the first 100 days, he will get a shocking reality. Go as a vice president, who made laws? By the time, luckily, if Baka region is 6 years in, before the 6 years, that 5% business gone. It's done. You hear women from America coming and take place. These people need to think. The brothers in the United Party, they are not serious. These are people who just want power because they want to enrich themselves. They don't have the interest of Liberian people. They don't have the interest of Senator Johnson. Okay? We're not saying we want him to come to CDC or whatever. But we're saying to him, Nimbayans need justice. Especially for the kind of people that he's bringing to power or that he put in the public. These are not serious people.
So my thing is, where is the difference here? Because when you look at their proposed cabinet ministers here, these are the same people who were in power here and, you know, squandered opportunities.
Yes.
There's no difference here. Not much difference. The same people are coming back to power. So what is the magic that they're going
to? Why in new bottle? That they ready to do? Let me tell you. Guess what? So morally wants to still keep up with the social lifestyle. It becomes difficult if you don't have the money rolling. You don't have the prestige. You can have the money, but you need the prestige. See, government job for some of those guys, they got prestige because they elevate themselves the highway. People cannot be worshiping them. For Liberia, where not many persons got money, poverty is like several in other countries. By the time you government minister and you're an arrogant government minister where you only think of yourself, like most of them, you find out now that those boys are running. Where Senator Johnson will be? Senator Johnson will just be one forgotten. He will be the real Okapa. But I can tell you for free, if he ever read this, I know he'll be having consultation with his people. These people that are coming that pretend to be rescuers, they themselves need mental rescuing because the desperation for wealth at the detriment of Liberian people. Alexander Cummings' political party had an agenda. Cummings usually narrated his manifesto. Okay? Have you ever heard the Unity Party's manifesto? The big slogan guy, love Liberia, think Liberia, build Liberia. They can tell you how. Costa, who gave them essence, my dear sister Titi, that supported June 7, that nearly brought us to our knees. What did they request that when talking? They are a bunch of ungrateful people that should not be taken seriously. And the reason why they know they are not serious and they are wreaking havoc in the hearts of our people is because they know that they can't win the presidency just on a normal path. If Prince doesn't take his hand away from them today, they're done. It's zero because
but the person who is even trying to make you, when you have these kind of plans for them to stab them in the back, then it sends a different signal, and you can only imagine the kind of rigmarole that Liberia will be going through, because if the Unity Party government will take power, or were to take power in this country, Senator Johnson is not going to sit back and watch them do what they've done to him, Chukun, and they too are not going to sit back and allow Senator Johnson to interfere, because they want to be seen as clean people. And so the rigmarole, when two elephants fight, that the grass can suffer. So the Liberian people will have to, endure all of that. So what is the rescue mission they're on then? That for me is very, very important. How are you going to rescue Liberians when you already have your plan? And Senator Johnson got his own plan, you got your own plan. So the two groups have their plan. And so when they are successful, how do we proceed as a country?
You see the Joseph coat of many color. Have you seen? You've seen some clothes that got plenty color, right? Especially patches, the one that you like. The woman will come in, our woman when the trousers out here, suddenly they can take the patch, right? The patch today is like a patch coat. Everybody bring a piece to make the full coat, and they decided to wear that coat one at a time. One man who feel he got so much sense decided that the other people, they no longer useful for that coat, so he will wear the coat. No started to come, the coat gets shredded. Everybody took the piece. The man now only left with a single piece. This is the case of Unity Party. Are they rescuers? Where did the name come? First of all, these are a bunch of copycats. Everything about the campaign message was copied from the CDC. The songs, copy. The name, copy. The manifesto, copy.
The form and manner in which the programs were held,
copy.
Okay, so maybe we need to go to the lines now, because
the Liberian people are listening.
it's your time to lend your thoughts this evening on Open Conversation on 08005140096. So maybe when you call, you need to move away from your radio, please. The feedback is very terrible.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is it you busy?
You're live. Go ahead.
You are live. You are live or you are busy? Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking with Omer Babie. Today.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please, Pap.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the topic of the discussion. Thank also to the minister over there. And thank you for the effort. But I want to ask a question. Did you ever see leopard or cow? You have seen that?
What? If I've seen what?
Leopard. You have ever seen leopard love to cow?
No way, not possible.
But him begin love to chicken.
Now traditional parable.
Hey.
Meaning leopard eat a cow.
Oh.
Okay, what I would say.
Are you there? Hello? I think he's gone off the line.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you for the show tonight. This is James from District 4. I listened to the young man and say Senator Johnson made a mistake. I will tell him for free, Senator Johnson doesn't make no mistake. And Senator Johnson pledged his support to CDC in the not mistake of pledging support. Senator Johnson, I believe his disagreement with CDC was to provide jobs for the source and better for Lima. And more, this mental state money to be given to Nima people. Now, let now, because of campaign coming now, they start giving jobs to Gauss and Yelude. for Senator Jeffrey made mistake. And this, I don't know that Capita, I don't know which one you're discussing about Unity Party. I don't know about Unity Party.
Everything you don't know it, then why you call? If you don't know everything, why did you call here? Since you don't know. You know how to explain the CDC part, but you know anything about United Party, right?
I did not discuss United CDC part. I said Senator just
Hello.
I got you. Yeah.
I say everything you don't know. Why you call when you don't know?
But it's not capping time for me. It's not capping time for you guys.
So there's not listen now. Wait for capping time and listen. Yeah, thank you. I don't know which one can really be heading you. You will always call every night, and you don't want people to say certain things, but you will still listen. Why were you listening then?
Hello?
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 You are live. Go ahead. Listening to yourself, and then you call. You gotta cut that radio off behind you, sir, please. I will have to take you off the line because you can't be hitting our ears like that.
Hello?
Good evening.
Fine, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay. Is it TV?
Ahoy.
Yeah, you know, man, today, the thing, the place where they put our president on the ballot, they go election. That one case of all hard time. But where they can be two now? So see, what's wrong with Joseph Boga? You say you put me down. Seriously, because more people will see people that were still long in the police center that will look for the president, to look for the hero. So that one of the things that man who was the first. He got both to throw was there, so they marking. You see the big girlfriend. I want happy in the police center. So they started your car outside and come and we are still waiting for you because they're looking for the person we are a little mark us. And two, the picture was not clear. The picture was not clear. Where did we were voting? You can pull the picture through the window before you can see it good. That was they had but when you had to make it two that. They want to. There was no point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think it struck a point. The ballot paper wasn't really clear.
Yeah, it wasn't clear.
Yeah, and if you can't check properly, it will be okay.
And
the other main was you say you can't. You don't help me. Nobody will help me. So I'll just correct everybody. I give me anybody the feedback. Finish with you. Invalid votes went to 112, right?
Yeah.
Today or 114?
The highest in our entire election.
114 times.
Yeah, today is 114. Sad. Good evening.
Yeah, how are you? What do you need?
Present.
Yeah, I am coming on.
Very good.
Yeah, okay, thank you to your plan. You know, the people who call in, some of them, they don't know what to say. For every plan of Unity Party, the plan with is strong. They are not going anywhere, and the fire already entered the trap. Because, you know, the liberal people, we are very ungrateful in this country, like I said, entirely.
Hey, man, you're saying like Bremen, I'm
Yeah, but that's what now, we are ungrateful. Now I think we are ungrateful.
What they said, David?
All this struggle, the person going through, you all going through. Now, all this is with your busy morning show, my TV, I like your show, I like some of your show, all in there. So you see, what happened here? Waka, he doesn't know where you go. He just wants take power by force so that when he dies, so the government can be responsible for him.
Hello.
And the other man who is that who put behind him, he not make it worse. That people who left power like that, no, it is God can be mistake. Going back, for president to come from Lima, the town going back to Cuba after he arrested him. That person from Lima.
Okay.
But they could be hacked.
Okay.
Before
Thank you.
If you get something to do, you do the hard that you get before you can get the job.
Okay.
People just for that thing. For they come here, they just here. They are the call us this next round here. That one do not smell it. And the pull around the election commission cheating, she want cheat, we want to do this. But ask somebody the afternoon, I say if the woman want to cheat or before once the woman to cheat, they will not talk anything. They will go to say, oh, what is the winner of the election? What will you do?
Okay, Papa, we have to leave. Thank you. Thank you.
So I get there. Thank you for the show. God is fighting for us. We get first ourselves.
Okay, Papa. Thank you. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it open discussion?
Open conversation.
All right. My name is Prince Solomon Freeman Senior. I call from Pinville.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to contribute tonight. What I want to tell the CDC is that the strategy, you should try to at least change the strategy next time, because, for example, there are things that we are doing that people attribute to Salif. For example, you talk about road, people will say, Salif signed the contract ever since before we are king. Salif did that. Okay? And the dependency syndrome. Many Liberians are becoming people who think about NGO. The United Party insinuates that into the society that Sami was here, NGO was here, so when they win, NGO will come. You people try to get into society and see what are some of these things in the basin. And besides, we are ready to campaign, but CDC did not want to campaign. And nobody wants to campaign for CDC, only president we are. Okay? You're talking about Lima County. What person always said this is because the educated in Mayan, people look at them. Okay? They look at people who play part in the revolution. And Prince Johnson always been lavish. Yeah, lavish all these on Prince Johnson, who was not even there, who was sitting in Caldwell when other people were in Lima County, a different Lima. So if you go to the geography, look at the geography of the country and see what political message you carry to the people. But you must do it. You got MPP with you, and I don't know why you people do it. Everybody gets, after job president, we have to win, and everybody gets job. So you don't take about what will make you to get there. So you try to help the president in the process.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Chala Griffith is calling. Let me take Chala. Chala.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Chala, you're live.
I know I'm live today. I've been following the conversation, and let me appreciate my brother and friend, Thomas. He made several revelations, and those are conversations that we want to hear. Only those who are on the other side, who are not competent to hear what people say, want to go the wrong side. Everybody wants to do right. And the thing is that you know, I know, everyone knows. Today, I only live as an alien in my own home. I said it before, I will say today. And this is why I call for the honest show, right? Thomas was not wrong to say what he said. So this morning, Muhammad Ali called, that means Muhammad Ali, you know Mo Ali.
Yeah. Well,
So you want to say Mo Ali, but you want to that bastard I want on. I mean Muhammad Ali. I mean if all of the Muhammad Ali. What made him Mo Ali? He called on Kevin David show this morning. He disclaimed that the list that you get read today. The list you get read, he said the list is not what it is. But guess what today? I was running OKFM near Smith today. And guess what happened? Julius Chair, I was on the morning show, okay, Morning Rush, where Karen Jackson Ross now. One simply said that they have run, they ran a situation, they said, they put up their government structure. They want to agree. So they didn't want to ask Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali said, oh, and I complete structure there. Oh, that we are so Facebook. He said it was not a complete structure of the city government, right? He said it. We asked him we will do that thing on OKFM and OKFM Facebook. Then Mwali comes on the video in the morning and says, "What's on Facebook today?"
It's obvious, Shala. They're not going to admit to that, but they know it. I always say that, you know, the only person you can lie to is yourself. And they know that these conversations are leaked conversations from their chat room. They know that. So it's not, you know, it's nothing to, we will not expect that Mwali is going to come out to say to us that, you know, that list is our list. As long as it has leaked, you're going to say it's not you. But it's just sad that, you know, they will be running yet. They're good at that anyway. They're good at doing that. I'm not going to take calls. Okay, let me take this one person and then I'll come back to you, Nooks. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. So I joined the conversation from Loudoun County, and I would like to appreciate you people. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We hear you, sir.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for this splendid, deliberation you guys are having this evening. And I want to urge every listener that even this first round, the votes we gave to the United Party should really be decreased, because these people, we know them. They are not in this race because they wanting to rescue Liberia. There are people who, in the 12 years of United Party government, they feel that, they did not do anything, so they have realized their mistake. So they want to use this 6 years, those of them who never even build houses for themselves, that this 6 years now they want to use. So there is nothing they want to rescue here. So people of the South, we should vote against these people massively, so that this country is on the welfare trajectory. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being part. I'm not taking calls anymore. We're totally, running out of time. In the last 5 minutes, we will just go back to Nooks and talk amongst ourselves. One thing we all should note here is that we heard about downsizing. Papa will come home, but Papa never came home during the Unity Party regime. 12 years, and people were downsized here. If you do not like President Weah for one thing, there is one thing you can like him for. When President Weah took over, he said, I was at Winners Chapel, that service. The president said, I am the president for all Liberians, regardless of anybody who did not vote for me. Whether you voted for me or not, I am talking to all of my able lieutenants. Nobody should touch anybody in any ministry because this person did not vote for me. But it saddens my heart today, when people will run around and chew out. Nobody was targeted because you didn't support President Weah for 6 years. And now we're going to election and you propaganda, you say that people are LIA, they're after people who are from Nima County and people who are from Lofa County, but you cannot say the name of anybody from LRA who was dismissed. What kind of desperate propaganda is that? You are so desperate until you thrive only on lies.
So Titi, you see, this is exactly the same thing. Remember, a few days ago, they said that Sidicians went and ransacked the talent center.
Yeah, they came up with that. Waka Jaliba posted on Facebook, we are safe. Our all of our tally sheets are correct.
Nice.
From right here, this hotel, Golden Key Hotel. We were attacked at Golden Key Hotel, but not a single video in this time and age where when something happens, everybody goes live. But you just write on Facebook, this happened, that happened, but we don't see any evidence of that. How do you run a campaign like that?
So first thing first, I just want to make a clarification for my people of Nimba, because I listened to the caller who misinterpreted my statement when I said Prince Johnson made a mistake by taking Wakai rescue train to the people because of Jeremiah Kong. Why did I say this? The most recent leak that we just read here, their plans for Prince Johnson is ingratitude. Whereas Senator Johnson's plan for them was a one of gratitude. He went to his people and said, let us put this old man there now because we believe this old man can deliver what we want. Let's look at President Weah. When President Weah and Prince Johnson had a marriage, PYJ took the president to Nimba and did the same thing. Unlike Bwaga, who did not go to Nimba, Prince Johnson took the president. And when the president was elected president, President Weah did not show Prince Johnson ingratitude as compared to what these guys who are not re-elected they are doing. The people of Nimba will listen to me when I'm saying something. What the president did was, the president identified projects in Nimba, even the roads. Today, there are projects in Nimba County that our brothers and sisters are benefiting from. There are Nimbayans, like the president said, president for all Liberians, that are benefiting from the free tuition. Look at Nimba Community College, all those places today. So what I was saying is, if these people can sit here now in their corners and form a cabinet, they only have one person from Nimba County, despite all Senator Johnson has done for them, and turn around and say this man is a murderous man, they will turn him over as a gift to the US government to be persecuted. I think it is an ingratitude on the part of the Unity Party, and it is a mistake on the part of the senator to take his own enemies pretending to be his friends. And I made a scenario. If James Joseph Bwaga can say Madam Salifu made him to earn over $30 million in 12 years as a vice president, one of the highest earning vice president in the history of this country since it was founded, but he's still living alone today. If this president can make this vice president to earn that much money, and this vice president can say before people in the United States of America that when he is elected, he will make sure that the War Crimes Code is established and Madam Salifu will go to War Crimes Code. What does it tell you? It tells you that he only seeks his own personal interest and those around him that are leading him. So the senator took him to Nimba in Kufe because Senator Johnson has mentored Jeremiah Kun. I know Kun very well. Kun, when he was elected lawmaker, the first time he was in GSA, we were buddies, went to his place, we ate and everything. And I always admire the fact that he's growing. So if his mentor takes Bwaga to Nimba, and Bwaga will sit down and his young people behind him will try to put Prince Johnson on a pedestal for something that he's doing for them in their interest, I think it's dishonest on Unity Party side, and also I think the senator made a mistake. I still maintain that he made a mistake by carrying them. Senator Johnson and President Weah did not. The fall off was not the business of fighting, or President Weah was not in. They didn't show ingratitude. The president respected Senator Johnson into the dying minute.
The same United Party people have been pushing now for a war crimes court, so it's not anything strange. They've said
exactly,
even during when President Weah took over, they have been pushing for a war crimes court. So it's not anything strange that their conversation will even go, that way. That is something that they want to happen. And so they've come up clear to say that they've used Senator Johnson to get his votes. And the people of Nimba cannot be, they must be fools to think that they're going to be in bed with Senator Johnson. Their president is going to be in bed. It's about their safety. They see it as us against them. So it's United Party, versus Jeremiah Kun and Prince Johnson, and the battle line is drawn. Oh, that's all I can say. Yeah.
So people are Nimba shooting. So when we talk about the senator making a mistake, was taking somebody who sees him as an enemy. You know what he said? Bwaga said, for now he will dance with the devil. Who do you consider as the devil? Okay. So if the dance is over, do you need the devil anymore?
No.
I rest my case.
It's already time out. I think we're pressed against time. It was a beautiful conversation, and we look forward to having more of these conversations.
Join us tomorrow, God willing, same time, same station. Thanks to everyone who made it their duty to call. Those who listen, those online, we'd like to appreciate you for your time. We'll talk to you when we talk to you again tomorrow, God willing. Have a pleasant evening.
From the east to the west, north to the south, yeah, let's come together as one. They say you're not there, we stand, but there we fight. If we're not